Can you guys hear me now? All right. So, very sorry about that. Let's get this show on the road again. My sincere apologies here. We are live on Facebook.com/CourtCarsNews and YouTube/CourtCarsNews. So check that out. We are taking your comments, questions, everything right here. If you have a question, post it down below. Sorry about the little audio glitch right there. And let's get this going. Okay, so few breaking news today. DirecTV Now posted on their website that they are going to end the $35 100 channel deal, the promotional deal for the Go Big plan on January 9th. Now, they haven't sent out a press release on this, but if you sign up for an account, go to directvnow.com and you sign up for a new account there, you pick your plan. It will say in big letters, you have until January 9th to sign up for this plan, or it will go back to $60. So if you've been thinking about it, you may want to try that. You know, even though they haven't released a press release, it's on their website right there. I'm going to say that's confirmed. And if not, you know what? DirecTV, that's on you. Hey, also, as we get a ton of people just showing up for it, right here on the side is our Twitter and our YouTube channel. Go to twitter.com, search for Court Cars News, and please subscribe to us there. We're really trying to grow the Twitter account. And, I'm doing it on the wrong side. And youtube.com/Court Cars News. So check that out. That does raise the question. A lot of people say they should keep that into the Roku channel comes out for DirecTV Now. Maybe that's a sign that it's going to come out. They did say early 2017, and maybe it'll come out at CES. We'll get a Roku channel. That's all speculative. Who knows? Hey, how was my Christmas? Christmas was really great. My daughter is 4, so it's all magical to her. And it's all, it's the best part of Christmas is watching 4-year-olds open presents. So let's try this out right now. YouTube.com/ or YouTube Live. Let me make sure I can pull that up to see the questions there. If you have a question or a comment, please post it here. Let's see here. And I will do my best to answer them. Here we go. Yes, we are live on YouTube also. Great to see so many people over there. Paul, yeah, DVR signups right now for the Sling beta are on hold. So if you don't have one, they do say they're going to roll out more, but right now they're on hold. So I wouldn't expect any new DVR beta invitations for the rest of the year. Hopefully sometime next year. Bill asks, people can use Watch ESPN with DirecTV Now sign-ins. Yes, you can. You can use your DirecTV Now credentials for Watch ESPN and access it for whatever your package includes in DirecTV Now. So it's great to see everybody. Hey, I hope you all had a great Christmas. I hope you're all enjoying some time off. We are working here. As the questions come in, I wanted to let everybody know there will be no Q&A next week, as I will be at CES. I'll probably do some Facebook Live stuff. Not really sure how my schedule is going to go. It's pretty packed. Meeting with a lot of cord cutting companies, checking out some new cord cutting tech, and I'll be taking a lot of videos, writing a lot of posts all next week at CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, the biggest consumer electronic trade show in the world. It's right in Vegas, and for the second year in a row, Cord Cars News will be there, bringing you wall-to-wall coverage of all things cord cutting. And anything really home entertainment I may find of interest, I'll also cover. Christopher asks, what do you prefer, DirecTV Now, PlayStation View, or Sling TV? My recommendation, they all have their issues. DirecTV Now has had more than their fair share, but it's a new service. It's going to get better. It's already getting better. Get whatever service has the channels you want. If you have to have a DVR, Sling TV with their beta and PlayStation View are the only two with a DVR right now. They all have a channel that somebody else doesn't have. For instance, Sling TV has a lot of sports channels like NHL, if you're an NHL fan, Pac-12 Network, and so on. So get whatever one fits your needs. They all have free trials. Take advantage of the free trials and see if it works out. Chuck, you be at CES also? What are you going to be doing out there for work? Sean asks, do you know if the DirecTV $39 deal will be locked in for life? They said in the press event that yes, it would be locked in for life. there's weasel language in the details of the contract that theoretically could allow them to change that. I have not tested 5.1 surround sound on DirecTV. Check out their FAQ for 5.1 surround sound. I don't know the answer to that. What channels support it, what channels have it, if they even offer it on DirecTV Now, to be honest with you. I do my best to track all that, but it can be sometimes hard to track everything. Adam, I'm considering dropping U-verse, but don't really know where to begin. Would like a system that can have a DVR. Streaming still seems like it's finding its way. Adam, my recommendation to you is to go over to cordcuttersnews.com. Cordcuttersnews.com. Right at the top is Cord Cutting 101. Select the Cord Cutting 101 tab. There's a whole step-by-step guide on how to get started. There's a lot of services with DVR, Sling TV, PlayStation View. I would check those out and get started there. You can buy a DVR for your antenna and go from there. Tom asks, how legal are those jailbroken streaming sticks? Well, the truth is none of them are really jailbroken. That's kind of just a term a lot of people use when they're selling you something with typically Kodi add-ons. Anybody can add Kodi to a Fire Stick, and Kodi is perfectly legal. Kodi is a media player where you can put add-ons on it, and the add-ons are what's not legal. A lot of those ones that sound too good to be true, where it says, hey, you can watch every movie, every TV show, every sports game for free. The old rule of thumb comes into play here. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Anything updates from Hulu? No, they've been rather close-lipped recently. Hulu is one of the few companies that doesn't really respond to my emails. I can't really say why Hulu does that, but check out CES coverage. If they do announce anything, I'll be there. I checked the CES calendar though. Hulu this year doesn't have an official event at CES. Now that doesn't mean they can't drop a press release and have an off-site event. A lot of companies do that. It's rather expensive to get booth space at CES to hold an official event. So sometimes they'll rent a ballroom at an adjacent hotel. So I'll be tracking it. If I find out anything, we'll have it next week on cordcuttersnews.com. And yeah, ETA when DirecTV Now will have Fox Sports Go authentication. No, DirecTV Now has not said anything about Fox Sports Go authentication or anything like that. I can't remember if they have that or not. I know they have Watch ESPN. Kevin over on youtube.com/cordcuttersnews asks, the wife really likes the cable style TV guide. We are looking at PlayStation View on Roku, and this will help make it easier. PlayStation View on the Roku does not have a traditional cable guide. Now, they keep saying they're going to update their Roku app, but they haven't done it yet. Get a Fire TV or Fire Stick if you really must have that, and you'll find it there. Will you be rooting for the Buckeyes on Saturday? Yeah, I'll root for the Big Ten. I don't know if I'll really root for the Buckeyes there, Jason. Do you recommend a premium or Ultra Roku for 4K TV? Or will the older model I have work just fine? If you want 4K, you need to at least get the Premier. The Roku Premier is the first one with a 4K. It starts at $79, I believe, for the base unit there. If you have the money, you want to go all out, the Roku Ultra is like the device that if you want to buy a streaming player, no, you won't need to buy another one for a few years, and you want a Roku, get the Roku Ultra. The Roku Premier and Premier Plus are nice. They have 4K, and the Premier Plus has HDR, but you do have some additional benefits on the Roku Ultra. The Find My Remote feature, which is great. I have a 4-year-old that hides the remote. Press a button on your Roku, it makes the remote start beeping. Has Dolby Digital's audio included, all kinds of different stuff there. So check that out. The Roku Ultra would be my recommendation for if you have the money to get that and you're looking at it. Will you, let's see here. Is there much difference between the Roku 3 and the new comparable Roku? If you are happy with the Roku 3 and you don't own a 4K TV, I would stick with the Roku 3. The Roku Premier is a much more powerful streaming player, but you won't see a huge difference in how quickly apps load and so forth. I did do a Roku Premier Plus versus a Roku 4 comparison, and there really isn't a huge difference. The difference comes in a few different areas. You have access to 4K content. So if you own a 4K TV, I would recommend upgrading to the Premiere to take advantage of the 4K content you can get. I would also look at some of the future proofing. If you don't own a Roku 3 and you're debating, they're almost the same price right now, within $10. I would get the Premiere because that's the newer model. That one will likely be supported longer. Do you think DirecTV Now has too many issues? I am a little disappointed in DirecTV Now. Comcast Sports Network launched with it. They pulled it, saying it's coming back, but it's still not been posted back on the DirecTV Now service in many markets. Some markets have it. Some markets who had it at launch don't now. So, I just think they need to do a better job in communicating with their subscribers and explaining what's happening. I think a lot of people would be very willing to give them the benefit of the doubt if they were better at communicating. Even with press, they're not always great at responding to my emails. So that's my recommendation to them, is they can be better at their PR. So check that out. And, if you're looking to upgrade, Kenny, I see you just posted that Roku 3. You have a Roku 3 non-4K TV. I would say there, if you're happy, there's no reason to upgrade. If you think you're going to get a Roku 4, or excuse me, a TV with 4K built in, I would get the Roku Premiere. It is worth the money if you have a TV that supports 4K. Question on youtube.com/CoreCarsNews. What's this about a new Sling box? So Sling TV hasn't officially announced anything about this. There's been a lot of leaks, and we have an FCC filing from Sling of a streaming media player branded under Sling. Now, this wouldn't be new. Now, remember, Sling's owned by Dish. Dish owns the Sling box, which is a device that will cast. It's a streaming player that takes an antenna or a cable box you plug into it and streams it to your phone, media players, all kinds of stuff. So it seems like that they're upgrading. They're going to release a device from their Sling box line branded as Sling TV, with Sling TV there, Netflix integrated into Sling TV, and an antenna. If you connect an antenna to the box, you can watch your local live TV all within your Sling TV app. So Netflix, local live TV, and Sling TV all in one app. But they haven't announced anything official. It all comes from, they accidentally put a website up early that had details. They accidentally, not accidentally, but the FCC cleared it. We were able to read the FCC filing on it. So it's coming. When, where, who knows. But CES is where my money is for announcement. Daniel, I don't understand your question. I think I missed part of it. You were talking about the feed is totally messed up. What feed would that be? Let me know a little bit more details about your question. I'll do my best to answer it. Paul, sound bar that works well with the Roku Ultra. With the Roku Ultra, any sound bar will work with it. They have the optical audio out. You can do the HDMI pass-through. However your sound bar works, the Roku Ultra is set up to handle that. Yeah, jumping back to the Sling TV streaming media box, it's going to combine Netflix over-the-air antenna and Sling TV in one app. That is a pretty nice interface. I'm excited about it. Let's wait and see what the official announcement has. So, welcome everybody. I see a ton of people coming in. We are live on two places today: Facebook.com/CoreCarsNews and YouTube.com/CoreCarsNews. If you are watching this anywhere else, I see a lot of people are sharing the video here on Facebook. I'm only looking at two places for questions. That's Facebook.com/CoreCarsNews and YouTube.com/CoreCarsNews. So post them there. All right, so Daniel, I did just repost it in the Core and Tech Support page. It's over on, we're officially on our Facebook page, not the group. That's why you're probably not finding it. If I had Sling TV and it never worked right for me, plus the customer service were really rude. You know that, Commodore, I haven't had that experience with Sling TV. When I've had to call them a few times, I've had very good customer service. Maybe they see my email address on that and they say, oh, we got to give them first-rate service. But I will say, of all this customer service between PlayStation Vue, DirecTV Now, and Sling TV has the best customer service. It's always frustrating in PlayStation View. Anytime I have an issue, their solution is cancel your account, refund you your money, and have you sign up again. That's not a solution. Fix the issue. You shouldn't have to cancel your account to fix an issue. Verizon seems to have a monopoly with streaming NFL games. I wouldn't say monopoly, but they do have an exclusive contract with Robert, streaming them on phones. You can stream them on TVs and so forth through the Twitter app. For Thursday Night Football, when it's over the air, Sling TV, PlayStation View carry the ones that are exclusively only on the NFL Network, and I'm able to watch them on my PlayStation View, streaming the locals out of Dallas when they're on Dallas TV. So it does seem to work, but you're right that they have locked it down to Verizon for streaming on your cell phone through a wireless network. Paul, I don't know if you can log in to BTN to go with your DirecTV Now login. I know it works with PlayStation View. I would check their FAQ on that. Richard says, I started using my Roku phone app. Yes, the Roku phone app. If you have a Roku and you have a smartphone or tablet, get the Roku app from Android or iOS. I think they even have a Fire TV or Fire OS for Fire OS tablets and so forth app. It's a really nice app that has a lot of cool features. What I really love about it is the ability to use a full keyboard on my phone when typing in passwords and all kinds of stuff. The Roku has a nicer keyboard than, for instance, an Apple TV on the screen, but still being able to use your phone is really nice. And you can also, with Android and other OSs, cast your screen, correct there, Commodore, and from your Android device to your Roku, also send photos and videos from your phone to play them live on there too. So that's a really nice feature. When I want to show photos of the grandkids to the grandparents, I put that up on the TV through my Roku. And private listening is another nice one there too. So hey, Ricky, I'm not familiar with that box, but if a king is promoting an Android TV box, maybe we should check it out. All right, hey, if I haven't answered your question with 2 streams here on YouTube and on Facebook, sometimes questions get missed. Repost them, please. I'll do my best to answer them. Daniel says, I just got a Roku 3 from a friend. I really like the private listening feature on the remote, but I'm unimpressed with the Roku. I don't know. It seems sluggish. And the OS is basic. It feels outdated. Daniel, that simple OS is designed that way. Roku really made their OS to be deliberately simple. And it's so simple that my parents can easily use it. I bought them a Roku. They became cord cutters, and they have no issues understanding it. Roku even has spent a lot of time making their OS just the basic, simple, get to the apps and get there. If you want something beautiful, get an Apple TV. There's a lot of drawbacks to it. A lot of content's not there that Roku and Fire TV have, and it's a lot more expensive. That's the other thing Roku does. I mean, you can buy a Roku for $30. But if you're more concerned about what the OS looks like than the content you can stream, I would say get a Roku or get an Apple TV. If you're more interested in what content you can get, Roku, Fire TV are better. You say NVIDIA Shield Android TV is the best streaming player. Do you use their tablet also? I do have their tablet. It's the most powerful streaming player in the market. I'm not sure it's necessarily the best. A couple of drawbacks of Android TV and the Shield and NVIDIA Shield. No Amazon Video. Number 2 subscription streaming service in the United States. They don't have an official app. There's one you can add in. It doesn't work quite always as great. So check that out. And it's powerful. If you want a powerful streaming player that can also do gaming, NVIDIA Shield is a great option. In terms of having the most content available, is Roku leads. In terms of having the most hackable, playable device that you can sideload anything you really want, the Fire TV kind of wins on that. So they all have something to kind of hang their hat on. Can I subscribe to an online streaming service like PlayStation View and Sling TV and use the cable network apps? Christopher, yes and no. Some apps will allow you to support, like pretty much every live streaming service will allow you to log in and watch ESPN. Sling TV has only a handful. Same with DirecTV Now, only a handful of apps you can log in. PlayStation Vue has a lot. You can find the full list on their websites. You know, it's fun. Daniel, you say Sling TV app is far inferior on the Roku, but it's the same app as the Fire TV and so on. So I don't know what the are you talking about the View app? They are different. The Roku app on the View is not the best. It's kind of ugly and it's basic, but when it streams well. So if you want a user guide, they'll get the Fire TV and PlayStation View. So question for everybody. Did anybody get any great Christmas cord cutting gifts? Let me know. I didn't this year. A few years ago when I became a cord cutter, I got a Roku 2, and that became my first cord cutting streaming device, and 2 weeks later I became a cord cutter. So anybody get any cord cutting gifts to help them get started? Brandon, no. You know, that rumor started from a leak I received from somebody who I believe works inside Amazon. So I posted that Kodi would be blocked a while back from a source. So I had a source that gave me several good leaks in a row. I didn't run with them, but everything he said was correct. He laid out all the details of the new Fire TV device to me before it was launched and so on. Then there came a report that Kodi was going to be blocked on internal on the new update, the new OS. That turned out not to be true, and I put in a correction on that. To the best of my knowledge, the information was accurate at the time, and I kind of think that maybe somebody inside the Fire TV team leaked that to me in order for it to cause a firestorm and change maybe some internal politics on that. But yes, that was later corrected. I posted a full retraction. But the source, I mean, he had sent me many good tips and tricks. That's the kind of thing when you deal with rumors and everything. Every now and then you get burned. And unfortunately, I was kind of burned with that one. But I always do my best to try to dig in as far as I can with services and figure out if something's true before I post. Sometimes when you're on the cutting edge, mistakes happen. And again, though, that source had given me all kinds of really good leaks. Sent me that one, and then that one ended up not being true. So, unfortunately, sometimes that happens. So, my box workday with PlayStation View better than on a Roku. You know, the My Box, I haven't tested that. I have tested the PlayStation View on the NVIDIA Shield. It's nice, very similar interface to the Fire TV. But I have a My Box sitting somewhere on my review table over there. So, unfortunately, I haven't tested that yet. Robert, you bought a cable modem for Christmas. Yes, those $120 a year in modem rentals can quickly be wiped out with a $50 cable modem. So, if I can convince everybody here to do one thing, if you're renting a cable modem, I know sometimes DSL won't let you buy your own, but many cable companies will. Buy your own. You can get a good one under $100. Typically, they're charging $120 a year to rent them now, and they probably only pay like $40 for that modem. It's a big profit center. Excuse me, I was saying My Box. Correct. Somebody corrected me on YouTube. It's actually pronounced Me Box. M-I space box is how it's spelled, but you pronounce it the Me Box. Somebody from China actually contacted me on that when I did a review and said, in China, MI is said me, like with an E on it. So, I am using my parents' Dish network to watch TV. Is there a Roku app for Dish? You know, I don't know, Derek. I don't really cover traditional cable and so forth, so it's possible you can search, but I'm not sure. I'm more focused on the cord cutting aspect of it. But hey, real quick, I see a lot of people have just come in the last few minutes. Welcome to, we do a weekly cord cutting Q&A every Wednesday at 7 p.m. It's right here on cordcuttersnews.com. You can find a link to it. We're on facebook.com/cordcuttersnews and youtube.com/cordcuttersnews. We try to help making cancel cable easy and fun and help you get the most from your cord cutting experience. So post your questions on either the Facebook feed or the YouTube feed. I'll do my best to answer them. What is the best antenna to use in ACK? Mohu Air 60. Mohu is a great brand if you want a ACK antenna. Air 60. That's about a 60-mile range. If you really need to get out there, the Clearstream V or 4V, I believe it is. I can't remember if it's V4 or 4V. Dyslexic moment. It's a super powerful. It's got slightly more range. It's more directional though, so you got to kind of line it up. Where the Mohu kind of tries to take in everything around you, and it doesn't really matter as much where you point it. So either one of those brands is great. I always recommend with buying antennas, buy from somewhere like Amazon that has a good return policy. So you buy it, you set it up, and it doesn't work for you, you can return it. Just make sure you read the return policy before you buy one if you're going to plan to try to return it. All right. Questions, comments, keep them coming. It's great to see so many people here. As a reminder, since so many more people are here now than in the beginning, next week is CES, the Consumer Electronics Show. It's the world's largest consumer electronics show. For the second year in a row, Core Cars News will be there. I'll be there live all week. I got meetings with all kinds of companies. We're going to be bringing you the best cord cutting coverage I can possibly give you at CES. So we probably won't be doing a cord cutting Q&A on Facebook. I will be doing some Facebook Live events. I'm just not sure exactly when I will be doing them. So next week, keep an eye on the Facebook page. I may be popping up here. I may even try to do it from the show floor. Give you some live tours. I will be recording videos in booths like Sling TV. We'll have a booth there, and I'll record some videos, post them on YouTube also, and we'll have posts all day and on social media. So keep an eye on it. But remember, next week probably won't be at the typical 7 p.m. Time for the Q&A. Yes. All right. Question about being able to access Go apps. You need a provider login for like Fox Sports Go and so forth. But you can subscribe to a service like PlayStation Vue to access Fox Sports Go, Big Ten Network, watch ESPN, and so on. You have to pay for them. They're not free, but Core Cars do have access to them if you subscribe to a Sling TV, a PlayStation Vue, and so forth. Do you think cable TV is going to be dead in the next 5 years to 10 years down the road, since a lot of people are cutting the cord due to the higher prices? I don't think cable is ever going to go away entirely. I think there's always going to be somebody willing to pay for a premium experience, and cable is kind of a premium experience. There's also some people who, they just don't care to deal with the slightly more difficult process of learning to be a cord cutter. I wouldn't be surprised to see that there's great consolidation. There's already been reports and rumors that DirecTV tends to push as many of their subscribers over to their streaming service as possible. And maybe, who knows, sell off the remaining ones to like Dish or something. I don't know. It's all speculation. But I think it's going to be very different in 5 years. I think streaming is, similar to how CDs have died off. CDs haven't gone away, but it's more of a collector's item than the major way people listen to music now. Christopher asks, will the streaming services offer local channels? Almost every month, streaming services are adding more and more local channels. PlayStation Vue just added a bunch of them in the last month. So yes, I do anticipate in 2017 a lot more local stations will be coming to services like Sling, like DirecTV Now, and PlayStation Vue. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I think 2016 was a watershed moment for cord cutting. It's kind of that moment where you're going up a hill, and you kind of crest it. 2016 is where we kind of crested the hill. Maybe 2017 is the year we start going down the hill, where the ball just picks up speed, and cord cutting grows and grows. We're already seeing a rapid increase in the growth of cord cutting, but I have a feeling that 2017 is going to be a big year for that. P asks, will the Fire TV first generation get the new UI? Yes. Currently, the second generation ones are getting the new Fire TV UI, but according to their statement, at some point in the future, they will come to all Fire TV devices. I don't have a timeline on when we will get access to all the new Fire TV UI on first generation devices. Not even all the second generation devices have it. Some of mine have it, some of mine don't. So who knows? So keep the questions coming, folks, and I'm going to do my best to answer them. Today, again, we are on, if you're looking at this on Facebook, make sure if you're asking a question, you're asking it over at facebook.com/courtcarsnews. Almost every week I hear somebody say, I ask a question. When I talk to them, it turns out they weren't actually asking it on my Facebook page. Which is better to watch PlayStation View, PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4? If you're picking just a PlayStation, get the 4. It's a much more powerful, up-to-date device. Yes, this often comes up. I got a question on YouTube about why would you want a streaming locals on a streaming service when you have to pay for them if they're free over the air. 90% of Americans can get over-the-air channels, but that 10% still adds up to like 20 million Americans who struggle to get one or more over-the-air stations. When I became a cord cutter, I couldn't get any over-the-air stations. I lived almost 60 miles from the nearest transmitter in a valley to make it worse. So over-the-air TV just was not existent. I couldn't even get a little independent station. I got no over-the-air signals in my house. I used Hulu and services like News On to get my stuff I would have got with an antenna. So there are a lot of people who would happily pay for locals because they live in a rural area or an area with poor reception. So there's a lot of reasons to do that. Martin, if you're looking at how to become a cord cutter, go over to cordcuttersnews.com. That's cordcuttersnews.com. And at the top, there's Cord Cutting 101. There's a tab on our page that's Cord Cutting 101. Click on that, and that will give you a step-by-step guide on how to become a cord cutter. Android TV boxes. It seems like DirecTV's actually been blocking some of their apps on some of them. If you really want it, or Android boxes. Android TV boxes are the ones you want. Like on my box, a NVIDIA Shield, if you can find one. Though word is they have a new device coming out next week. So check it out. But yeah, Android TV is what you want, and all of them will run PlayStation View. Mark, Kodi is just a media player. It's no different than the Windows Media Player or VLC. You put a file in it, it plays it. The problem with Kodi is it allows add-ons. It's not really a problem, it's a benefit, but a lot of people have taken advantage of that to write piracy add-ons. So all those add-ons on Kodi that say watch unlimited free TV, movies, live sports, and so on, they're just not legal. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. Now, recently, government agencies, law enforcement lawsuits have been moving on people using Kodi's illegal add-ons that not made by Kodi, they're made by third-party people, just to be clear. In UK and in Canada, they're going after people who sell it. In the United States, they started issuing copyright warnings to people using that. And I wouldn't be surprised if they start official lawsuits against people who use Kodi to illegally stream content. Almost every week I get a message from people who read my story about that and say, hey, I got a copyright infringement notice today. So, it's all thing. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. If you still want to use it at your own risk. Yes, Jamie. Yeah, the Watch ABC app, after being gone mysteriously for a few days, is back on the Fire TV. They released an updated version. I'm not sure if there was maybe some type of issue with the new Fire TV update. Maybe the new UI and the app, ABC app, had a problem. But after only being gone a few days, they released a updated version that now is available on all Fire TV devices to access Watch ABC. Have cable TV about 3 months ago, bought a Mohu amplified Leaf 50 and having problems getting all over-the-air stations. My recommendation, Mark, if you're having problems with that, two things. Play around with it where it is in your house. It's possible that you may need an attic mounted antenna or a roof mounted antenna. Depending on where you live, an indoor antenna may not be perfect for you. You could be 10 miles from or 20 miles from a transmitter, but if there's a mountain, a big metal building, whatever, that can block the signals. The higher you go, typically the better the reception is. So check that out. You may just have to get their Mohu Sky is a good brand to put in your attic if you want that. For example, I couldn't get NBC. In my indoor antenna, just didn't come in. I can get pretty much everything else, not NBC. Put an antenna in my attic and I get NBC. Lance asked about BitTorrent Live. That is an official real service that BitTorrent made that's legit, but it's got a very poor lineup of channels right now. If you really want live TV, check out Sling TV, PlayStation View, or DirecTV Now. They have a better lineup than BitTorrent Live. YouTube overtaking about add-ons or people talking about it on Facebook. Gary, I don't understand your question over there. I'm assuming you're talking about Kodi. Can you elaborate on your question a little bit, and I'll do my best to answer it. Apparently, Best Buy is having a sale on outdoor antennas right now. If you want to check that out. So is Antenna Direct having a sale. Some people are posting if you need an outdoor antenna or an attic-mounted one. Why is the NBC app on the Roku require you to have a cable subscription? Christopher, not all of it is. So basically how the NBC app works, if you're willing to wait 7 days, you can watch everything on the NBC app for free. If you want it live the next day, you need a cable login. Or it does work with PlayStation View if you get PlayStation NBC through PlayStation View. So it's just the way they do it. Buy an antenna, Christopher, put it up in your house. If you want a DVR, you can buy a DVR that'll work with an antenna, and there you go. No longer do you need to worry about cable logins on your Roku. And but yeah, I use the Watch NBC app or the NBC app, whatever they call it now, all the time. Love it. If you're willing to wait, it's all there. They do have a lot of great free behind the scenes stuff too. Yeah, Gary. Okay, I understand your question now. Yes, Kodi add-ons. The Kodi team has posted that they're getting, just to kind of sum it up in my own words, sick and tired of dealing with all the people contacting them about piracy add-ons not working. Kodi doesn't make piracy add-ons. Kodi's just a media player. Don't bug them. If you buy a box, it promises you free content, and it doesn't work. So, Robert asks, who can install an outside antenna and cost? There's sometimes you'll find if you Google, you find a local guy that will do it. My recommendation is contact some of those freelance satellite installers or a handyman. As far as cost, I don't know. You think it'd be a good market to start installing antennas for people, but it doesn't seem like a lot of places that caught on. I tried to create a list a while back. I only found a handful of companies in the entire United States that advertise that they will install an antenna in your house. Hey, if you're looking for a side job, get some insurance. Read up on what your local laws are about it. Maybe start a business installing antennas. Just make sure you do your research before you do it. But I got a feeling that could be a good business if somebody wants to get into it. TiVo actually sells a DVR. You can get a TiVo DVR with their skip feature there, Jason. Tableau and others have where you can jump forward in it. Channel Master, I'm not sure what their setup is on the ability to skip forward on commercials, but those are the three big names: Channel Master, Tableau, and TiVo for DVRs. You can get a HD home run, hook it up to a Plex server, and do some stuff to get a DVR. That's something for if you're pretty technologically savvy, you may want to look at doing. Any advice on cord count from an HP printer? I got an HP printer right there. Buy a new one. Not really sure what your question is there, but I'm an HP fan. I think it's probably one of the better printers out there. If you don't download anything from Kodi's servers, you won't get copyright. Is that true? No. You can get a copyright notice for streaming content. Just because you're streaming content doesn't mean you're hidden. A couple things. Many Kodi add-ons use BitTorrent in the background and will, as you download, send it up. 2, it seems like copyright owners are releasing honeypots where they will put a movie up online, stream it to you, and then track your IP address. And they're also working on ways to just turn Kodi add-ons off. So, yeah, just because you're not downloading, you think you're not downloading, you really are. Because to watch it, you think about it, instead of just waiting for a whole file to download, streaming is downloading a show and watching it as you download it. The content, no matter what, has to come from a server to your house to wherever you are. So you are downloading it, you are receiving data and storing it on your hard drive for a short amount of time. When you're streaming, similar to downloading it, you're just not waiting for the full thing to download. And then it's kind of deleting it as you watch it too. So if you're streaming from a movie box, is that a problem? I'm not familiar with movie box. I'm assuming that's some type of Kodi add-on. Not familiar with it. There's so many of them to keep track of, to be honest with you. During a chat on the DirecTV Now website, I was told that they are working on a compensating customers in some way to many issues customers are experiencing. Aaron, that's, I don't know, take that with a grain of salt. DirecTV Now's customer service has been known to say anything and everything. So wherever they say, take it with a grain of salt if it's not officially posted on their website or their official Twitter account. Even then, it can be frustrating. I'm getting asked from Ben, is a Roku an LG Simple Link device? Not sure. Google it. Can somebody Google that question for me? See if a Roku is certified as an LG Simple Link device. How can DirecTV end the $35 promo prior to releasing a Roku app? They're missing a huge portion of the market. Jason, I don't know. Maybe so DirecTV Now posted on their website that effective January 9th, the $35 for 100 channel promo pricing of the Go Big plan will end. If you try, you can see it yourself. Go to DirecTV Now, create a new account, not your old one, and look at your options. And when you click on the Go Big plan, it will say it right there that this offer ends January 9th. It's possible that next week at CES we'll get a Roku app. I don't think that they ever really wanted to have a $35 100 channel plan. I can't prove it, but rumor is that the CEO misspoke when he was at a conference. Everybody kind of ran with it, saying, "Oh, 100 channels, $35." DirecTV felt obligated to create a program that would meet that, so they created this temporary early promotional price. Sounds a lot like what cable does. But if you get in and you start the subscription service before they cancel it, it's theoretically good for life. Now, there's some wiggle room in the contract that they may be able to in the future cancel it, change it, who knows. But if you at any time miss a payment, cancel your service, you lose the $35 deal. So, just read all the terms with the deal and remember to take everything with a grain of salt. I have a Roku 3 and prepaid for 3 months of DirecTV Now to get the free Apple TV. Yeah, just because you have a Roku doesn't mean you can't sign up now, stream it on another device through your laptop or computer, and go that way. Jason asks, which indoor amplified antennas do I recommend? I recommend 2 brands. Turk antennas, T-E-R-K. Some of them are only sold at Walmart, and you can find others on Amazon, and Mohu. I'm a big fan of both of them. I don't think you'll go wrong with either one. Some apps exist on Roku that you can validate. Yeah, with DirecTV Now, but only a handful. Dan says, I saw a post on the Core Cards News Facebook page that suggests that U-verse is being discontinued. Yes, AT&T is disbanding U-verse, ending the name, it sounds like, and pushing people over to DirecTV. I don't think they're taking new TV signups for the U-verse service, and they're trying to push you to the satellite service or the DirecTV Now service. And that allows, so when you sign up for U-verse, it streams your TV through the internet. Well, that clogs up the bandwidth and doesn't allow them to offer as fast of a speed. So they want to push you to the satellite service and to the streaming service. But that seems to be currently for new subscribers. And I'm assuming over the next few years, once they get the DirecTV Now all glitches, you'll start getting letters and emails like, hey, switch over to the satellite service, switch over to the streaming service. Don't be surprised if that happens. But from my understanding, Daniel says too that he saw online that they are no longer taking new customers. If you want to sign for AT&T TV, you got Dish as an option now. Excuse me, DirecTV, not Dish. Sling TV, it's Dish owns Sling TV, correct, Derek? I'm not understanding your question. Is Dish Networking going to have their own app like DirecTV app? I don't know. They're pushing people to Sling, to be honest with you. Daniel says, I worked for DirecTV for 15 months until June last year. Even back in June, they weren't taking new U-verse TV subscribers. Yeah, I think they made that official a few months ago, but over the summer they canceled taking new subscribers. So, hey, if you have a question, comment. I think I've answered all of them. I have an Amazon Basic Leaf antenna. They work pretty well. You know, it's the new Amazon Basic antennas. They're just Mohu antennas. They look exactly like. I'm pretty sure that just comes from Mohu. Cool. When do you think cable companies will start offering streaming services? They already are. The CenturyLink announced that they're going to be rolling out one soon. Comcast has some in some smaller markets. Charter, Cox, they're all testing it right now. Expect 2017 that they'll go to more and more markets. So, hey, if I haven't answered any of your questions, post them again. Well, we got about 10 more minutes here, and we're going to wrap this up. No, that is correct. Dish does own Sling TV. Sling TV is owned by Dish. Dish also owns EchoStar, but they're spun off in two separate companies. So you got the big parent company, Dish. You got EchoStar over here, and you have Sling TV over here. They're both LLCs, but their parent companies are Dish. Dish is the parent company of Sling TV. It's confusing, it's whatever, but yes, Dish does own Sling TV. Actually, when you go to the booth, and you look at the PR staff, you'll notice that many of the PR staff have Dish email addresses for Sling TV. And when you're in the booth for Sling TV at CES, half of it's Dish and half of it's Sling TV. They're right next to each other in the same booth. Question: for older TVs with limited HDMI ports, is there such thing as an HDMI hub? Stay right there. All right, yes. So if you have a limited number of HDMI ports. So right here is a device. I need to get on a diet. I hate, you see yourself on TV, you think I need a diet. But this is a splitter. It takes 5 HDMI ports in and then takes it out to 1. So I can plug Roku, Fire TV, DVR, game system, whatever in here, and then have it come out of 1 HDMI port to the TV. And then there's a remote, but it will auto detect which ones you're using, or you can tell remote which input you want. So yes, you can find HDMI splitters is what you want to look for. And if you go to my cordcuttersnews.com, look at the review tab, you see I just posted about one, and our YouTube page, which you can find right here, youtube.com/cordcuttersnews. I posted a review of one just this week that will allow you to put multiple devices into one. EchoStar was initially its own company, bought by Dish, I believe, or the other way around. I can't remember, but Dish is now the parent company. Paul, how many streaming devices? Just predicting. I expect wild speculation, nothing confirmed, but I would expect a new Fire TV box in 2017. They seem to do a new every 2, and the fall of 2017 is 2 years for Fire TV. Apple TV needs to come out with a new device. They're overpriced, underpowered. No 4K, no HDR. They're going to get left behind soon. Over half of all new TVs are 4K TVs sold. And when they're rolling out new TVs at that rate and you don't have a 4K device, and Sling and Hulu and Amazon and the list goes on, Vudu, they're all coming out with more 4K content, you're just going to get left behind. So I expect Apple to have one too. And who knows what Roku will do. Probably new TVs. They promised last year at CES HDR TVs. It never came out this year. I expect that to happen this year. Apple TV is nice. One of the big things of the Apple TV I don't understand, they have a big hard drive in it. And it's not really, it means an okay gaming system. It's not great. Why they don't allow you to download your content? So you have iTunes. Why can't I take my iTunes stuff up high on the Apple TV and download them to the Apple TV, take it to a hotel, take it to a cottage, wherever, and then have stuff downloaded there? Is a real miss. They should allow you to download your iTunes content to your Apple TV and watch it offline. Not only that, is for people with data caps, that could really help people save a lot of data. If you're like my family and your daughter's just obsessed with Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, you could download it and replay all you want without having to use your bandwidth every time. If PlayStation View would get History Channel, I would have it all. Yeah, there's always something missing from every service. I like my Apple TV the best. It's the smoothest I've found. It handles mini streaming service the best. It's a nice slick. You get the Apple slickness on the Apple TV. I just think it's still missing a lot of streaming services. I'm not a big fan about how it pushes the iTunes, and the lack of the number 2 streaming service in Amazon Video is a huge negative on the Apple TV. I also absolutely hate the keyboard on the Apple TV and the remote, but that's just me. But I will say the Apple TV, there's a lot of good there to build on. I think if they come out with a lower price, it's hard to justify $150 for their base unit when a $79 Roku Premier will give you 4K, much faster processor, and smoother streaming, or similar streaming but fast processor at almost half the price. All right. What is really the biggest difference between the Fire TV and the Fire Stick? The Fire TV is faster, noticeably so. You will get a smoother, better streaming experience on the Fire TV box versus the stick. The new one is better, but still a lot slower than the box. What is really the biggest difference? Excuse me. Yeah, I already just answered that one. That's the same one. Thank you, Johnny. Always love the support. And thank you to everybody. 2016, since this is the last Q&A of 2016, wanted first of all to remind everybody that next week I'll be at CES. Probably won't be doing the Q&A at the typical time. I am going to try to do one at CES, but keep an eye on our social media for a different time to do the Q&A. But I wanted to say thank you to everybody. Cord Cutters News a year ago was a much smaller site. We've had unbelievable growth on Cord Cutters News. I mean, I could not even dream of the growth that Cord Cutters News would have a year ago. And that's people like you. A lot of people here spread the word. To everybody who shares a link to one of our stories, talks about Cord Cutters News, subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. We're trying to grow our Twitter at Cord Cutters News. You guys just make everything happen. And ladies, I'm from Michigan. We say guys. It's just a Midwestern Michigan thing. But to the women, the men, everybody out there, regardless of how you identify, thank you. It really has made a difference. I absolutely love waking up every morning and doing this. It's one of the greatest privileges of my life. I love hearing emails of, hey, you're helping me save so much money doing this and that. It's really been a huge blessing to do this. Give you an example of the growth. A year ago, the cord cutting tech support group didn't even exist. I had it, but I hadn't started marketing it. No one was on it. And now we're coming up on 9,000 subscribers there for the cord cutting tech support Facebook group. So thank you to everybody. I just wanted to take a moment and say thank you for a great 2016. Let's make 2017 better. And please keep liking the videos, the YouTube stories, keep sharing them. Don't know a lot of people understand this, but YouTube has an algorithm that, depending on how quickly people like stories, how many people share them, how many people comment on them, YouTube does the same thing with Twitter. It affects how many people can see that post. So when you hit like on a video or on Facebook, it's huge. It really does help us spread the word of cord cutting, have more people see our stories and our videos. I really appreciate all your support. So please keep sharing, keep liking. It's a huge help. All right, hey, last few questions before we go today. NVIDIA Shield, any word on what's happening with that device? They have a new NVIDIA Shield. We've confirmed that through FCC filings. When that's going to be announced, we don't know. Word is next week at CES. I will be at CES, and I'll do my best to go over to their booth and check it out and see what we can do. Yes, if you had Viacom channels back and A&E, you would love you. Yeah, there's always going to be something that's always going to be missing. Unfortunately, I think in a year or two, we'll figure out the streaming services a little better. Jason, what cord cutting devices do you use? Well, I got every Android TV, every Roku made since 2012, every version of the Fire TV and Fire TV Stick. I have about 30 different Android boxes loaded with Kodi and stuff. I have it all. What I use around my house is mostly the Fire TV and Roku. My family kind of likes Roku. Even my 4-year-old, people say it's a basic, boring interface, but my 4-year-old daughter can use a Roku. My parents can use a Roku. So there is something to be said about that. My daughter can easily get to Amazon and use her Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. So, that's probably the main one to do there. Steve, yes, Vizio has canceled smart TV YouTube support. on older models. I'm not sure what the cutoff there is, but yes, some older models of Vizio TVs got cut off. That's the reason I don't recommend people buy smart TVs that don't either have a Android TV built in or Roku TV. The nice thing about getting the Android or the Roku is Google and Roku update that. So it's much more likely to continue getting support because Roku is the one updating the OS. LG, Vizio, the other brands that have a proprietary smart TV, once they sell you the TV, they don't really have a reason to go add more apps or services. So I don't recommend smart TVs unless you have one with a Roku or so on. Go buy a $30 Roku, plug it into that Vizio, and there you go. Or a $39 Fire TV, you'd rather go that way. If money is no option, get one of the more expensive options. Whatever happened to the Seagate program on the Samsung TV? I just don't know, Gary. I have to do a little research on that to answer that question. Will Sling TV have a better guide? They're always improving. Send them an email, let them know what you want. They recently just updated their Fire TV OS, and I like it. I think it's a good OS. What's the best box to watch DirecTV Now on? Either the Fire TV or the Apple TV or the NVIDIA Shield if you can get one. But the NVIDIA Shield is currently sold out. I'm expecting very soon, they say first quarter 2017, so maybe as soon as next week it come out Roku. Then if you really want something powerful, get the Roku Ultra too. WebOS is 3.0 is pretty darn good. I'm actually meeting with the WebOS team at CES, so hopefully we'll have some news there. Yeah, Seagate does make great wireless hard drives. I've been a big fan. Western Digital is another hard drive company I like a lot. I met with them at CES last year. Nice people. Really just a nice company. I always find it funny when you buy a hard drive, a replacement one, you have to sign a disclosure that you won't use it for illegal purposes. I always find that bizarre. Put up a PayPal link and we can donate some dollars. I used to have a PayPal link. I just kind of thought it was weird. But you can always send us a PayPal donation to luke@courtcarsnews if you want one.com. I always appreciate donations. But if you really want to help Court Cars News, share, tell our friends, add them to our Facebook groups, share our stories, hit like on Facebook pages, on YouTube videos, and so on. That is a very effective way of helping us. Also, use our Amazon link. On the top right hand page, all desktop pages, we have an Amazon link there. If you bookmark that, every time you buy something on Amazon, it's a donation to Court Cars News. And that's huge. That way it doesn't cost you anything to support us if you want to. Why are the NFL ratings going down? I don't think there's really one. I'm sure cord cutting has a slight part of that. I think that there is other reasons really behind it than cord cutting, to be honest with you, Chips. My program is coming on. Thank you for all. Okay, Robert, you have a good night. Jim, will you be reporting new stuff from CS in the group next week? Yes, Jim. I'm not sure you heard. I will be at CS. I actually fly there Monday, and I stay all the way to Sunday. I am there all week. And I have meetings booked up with so many companies right now. I will even do my best to be broadcasting live from the CES show floor. So if it happens at CES, I will be covering it as best I can. As always, we're going to try to give you the best cord cutting coverage as possible online. NFL. Well, yeah, NFL is, I don't think you can really, on YouTube, they're talking a lot about NFL's declining ratings. Cord cutting probably has part of that. I honestly don't think that that's the whole reason. I think there's a lot more to that. Kevin, glad to hear you're saving over $1,000 a year. It's now almost a fun game for myself. I got my family saving over $2,000 a year. $1,200 in cable. We're saving money in cell phones. I'm saving money. Amazon Subscribe and Save is a great way. Hey, Google, if you use Amazon Subscribe and Save. You can order products there, get them delivered every month. I get stuff like laundry detergent and so forth delivered. You save so much money. Batteries, the list goes on and on. I shave my head so I get razor blades there. And I really like the Flex Ball and the Gillette. Save over almost $10 a month on my razor blades because they're $10 cheaper than Walmart. So there's another great reason, a way to save money. While I'm wrapping this up, last call, I'll take one more question. If anybody has one, post it, and I'll do my best to answer them. Jim, Yeah, they pulled it. Comcast Sportsnet, they pulled that. You know, there was a little weird thing. So a couple weeks ago, they added more NBC Sports alternates, but they put, and it's really on Comcast part because the Comcast did this, but the Comcast Sports logo appeared on the holding page. So a lot of people ran with it. Hey, Comcast Sports coming. No, I'm sure that Sling TV wants Comcast Sports to come. The problem is probably going to come contractual agreements on that. So keep an eye on it. It'll probably come back soon. Well, hey, everybody, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you to everybody here. One last question. Jim, do you think the Roku stick is worth it if I should buy a Roku Premiere? If you have a 4K TV, get the Roku Premiere because it supports 4K. If you really want to save money, get the stick. It's slightly slower, but not dramatically so. Very similar performance, so check that out. But hey, thank you to everybody. I see people are trickling out. This is the normal end time, so I got to run. Thank you to everybody for your support of Court Cars News. Really made 2016 just a great year. If you want to help us, number one way, hit like on the Facebook pages, share our stories, hit thumbs up on YouTube, and the list goes on and on. That really does affect how many people see the posts. So I'll see you in 2017. Remember, it probably won't be at the normal time next week, but then we'll be back to normal schedule after CES. Keep an eye on our social media for updated times for the Q&A next week. Have a great rest of 2016. I hope you all had a great holiday and have a great new year. Take care, everybody.